Okay. Took a little bit. I've changed up a lot of stuff, so keep making sure it works is the hard bit. Is it working yet? I think it is. Okay, that's working. Let's go with this. Yep. No, now I can hear myself. I don't want to hear myself. Cool. I'm very orange. Don't know why I'm very orange. Could be right. So I'm painting a gun, as you can see. A real wooden one. It's a little different than... Oh, actually, before I start. I went away from it. I'm an idiot. I had some music to put on the background and closed it. Did I close it? I did. There it is. There we go. This is more more of just like one of the things it's like doing is just more just like kind of like relaxed, chill ASMR, I guess you would call it. Probably not with this mic. Show us hell isn't. But yeah, I wanted to use this as a prop for a thing I wanted to work on, a video I wanted to work on. But I also want it to be painted. This is empty as shit. Yeah. so I'm going to paint it. I was like, I don't have a lot of time to paint very often. I was like, I know, I'll just do it while I'm streaming. Get this thing open. Do I not have any other? Wait, any phone or paint? This is the only one I have. Watch as I struggle with a fucking cheap, shitty piece of acrylic paint that will fucking not open. There we go. Got it. That's better. Yeah, so the colour I was going to go with is, for this one, was black with like gold, kind of like gold trimming. I've got this, like, hold on, just the camera. It's like a gold glitter paint, and I was like, oh, should I get the metallic one or this gold glitter one? I was like, oh, the shining gold would look better, but I'm worried that it's not like a gold colour, like Pantone coloured paint with glitter in it, and it's like a clear kind of acrylic with like, what would it be, like yeah, just clear acrylic with gold flakes in it, so it'll look kind of dumb. Because the metallic one was very much like not good, like at all. This is going to take a lot of concentration. I also decided to start with the west bit. I wonder how many coats. Hopefully this won't take too many coats. Well, this is just like a rubber band gun. That was a 3D wood puzzle, which was a lot of fun to put together. I probably should do like maybe a build stream as well. It felt quite don't shift around on me. The paint fell over and I was like, oh shit, because I just don't want paint going everywhere. Luckily for me, like my setup, the paint will actually go on the carpet, but still, the last thing I want is fucking paint going everywhere. What's this saying? Yeah, doing a build, because I did want to get a car. They have like a wood car as well. Same guys that made this one. So I wanted to get like a wood kind of car as well to paint. So putting it together on stream might be fun. I don't know why I'm doing black first. I should have probably done the gold first on this bit. Although, give me an idea of how it will look when I do the rest of it, if I do this bit first. That's not too bad. Let's have a see what this bloody gold paint looks like. I have this does doesn't look great. I do not have steady hands. It's not where exactly the skill of mine. But hopefully it won't matter anyway. It's not like I'm trying to get it. Okay. Oh no. This is just looking like a clear acrylic with the gold in it. Okay, let's see how it goes. Oh no, maybe it is like a liquidy colour. Nah, this is not gonna work at all. It is very much just like a clear. It's very much just clear. God damn it. I knew it. I should have gone with the worst thing is the metallic gold just looked like a fucking, it just looked like beige. So it's just like, I don't know, I want that. Yeah, this is just clear. Maybe I could mix it in with the yellow and like a brown, maybe? If I mix the gold in with it. See how that goes. You can always paint it later. Let's get experimental. If not, I think the yellow and the brown might be enough. Or maybe we should just do yellow and black. The worst thing is I won't be able to have a perfect kind of like mix. It's a little bit brown. I suppose I can always paint over it later. I am planning to put a varnish over it as well, like a clear varnish to lock it all in. Actually, that's not too bad. It's probably a bit hard to just for me to see exactly what colour it needs to be in this like colouring in this fucking light. I don't know what I'm doing in the dark. Yeah, that's a bit better. The glitter is just gone too. Yeah. Yeah, the glitter was a bad idea. Very bad idea. Yeah. This bit's going to need a couple of coats by the looks of it. I think it's just because it's a darker cut up wood. Not to worry. How's that looking? It looks a lot. The thing, I think it's I don't know what it is. It might be the white balance for that camera. It makes it look a lot brighter than it actually is too, because it is nowhere near. It looks almost yellow. It's more like a browny yellow. in person. Yeah, these like grooves are not helping me a lot. And it should be right. What I'll do is maybe change my mind. Maybe it's not the best. Might not be the best colour. No, it's going to be mostly black. I might mix brown into it as well. Do like this yellowy brown, and then just some of this like brown. Actually feels nice to just sit and relax for a change. Just doing something like this. I always like just like doing something with my hands. It helps me relax a bit. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because like, especially today, and it just like wasn't a bad day, but it was just very boring and like not just not eventful, but also just like I don't know, I just felt switched off all day. So I had a handful of jobs to do at work, but like none of it was like creative or like challenging. Like even one of it was like literally like, here we need you to make this. And it's like, and I was like, do you want it to look exactly like this? I'm like, yep, that's what we want. And I was just like, okay, this is the most boring design I've ever like had to like make. It was quite literally just should I do this? I might do all the black, all the bits I want black, and then all the bits yellow, just going back and forth. But yeah, it was very much, the design was just like black text, not black text, or what, actually part of it was black text, because it actually had to be black text, but it was literally like just black text on white page, or like a couple words here, there. It took me all of like 10 seconds to put it together, and I was just like, man, that was boring and not very challenging and not very creative either. Like, it was something anyone could have really done. Like, you didn't really need a graphic designer to do that. It was like something someone could just plonk out in Word and it wouldn't have mattered. So, but like, had a few things like that come up today. I'm just mostly just like answering emails and sending emails, and I was just like, man, this is boring as hell. And I was not enjoying it. I need that backplate to be black, so I will paint that black. I might do this side completely, so that way I don't have to give me a good idea. I'll have a good idea of how it will look when it's done. I'm thinking doing these bits purple, because I want a little bit of light colour in it. Because ideally this will be, for the way I want to use it, it will be like energy based, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a laser pistol, but it's not, it's a rubber band gun. It's kind of working. It's still too yellow. Anyway, just mix more brown into it. Probably doesn't help that the wood underneath it is going through it's just shining through the yellow, so it's like a light color on a light color. It's not really mixing well. That's a bit closer. Yeah, that's actually a lot better. Again, it is a lot darker in person than it is on the stream. Or it might not be. Who knows? I don't know how the colour actually looks on the other side. Yeah, actually I like that a lot better. Turns out I didn't need this gold paint after all, because it's a fucking waste of time. Yeah, that's actually not a much nicer colour. Again, the stream makes it look like it's just like yellow. It's like a greenish yellow now. I didn't even put any blue into the paint. But oh well. Didn't do anything to change it really. That's a much nicer colour. I'll have to try and remember this colour for next time I paint. Oh, there is. Should I do? I should probably do these bits too. Oh, not. It's gonna be very hard. I probably. Oh. Yeah. Actually, save myself time. I'll just do it black because it's like a darker colour and the green will come through with the lighter colour. So I literally use the lighter colour. It's just like highlighting on the sides. Thanks for following. Poor SDD. I don't know if I get. Oh wait, switch this to multi-stream. That's what I should do. Actually, glad to see that worked too. I have like set up. I set up in a way so that there's only one alert system that works for for 3 platforms, and it worked out well. And I color coded it too, so that I could see which one is which. So that one was Twitch because it came up purple. Yeah. See, I might change some of this because I might make this just like the brown, because the yellow is only, or the gold color is only supposed to be like a highlight, not so much a main like part of it. Yeah, the brown. Oh, it's going to be a lighter brown. I'm going to have to do a color code to this to make it go through. Keep changing my mind, but the brown, having a third color, will be handy. Because I can use this now for, I might use the brown on this section as well. Oh yeah, I had a thought too for and I found a way of doing it, because I was like, I'm gonna change up, do a few different kinds of streams, not just like focusing on like gameplay, because I like to do other stuff. I was like, I should do like a watch thing, and I was like, it's gonna be hard, but because I have to like find interesting videos to watch, and I'm like, I was like, I don't know if I have the time to like settle that up. And then I was like, man, you know what would be cool? If I could set up, if I had a way of just like truly randomly just picking like just random YouTube videos and like having it set up in a way that is like a watch, not a watch party, but like it is a watch party, but it's like channel surfing. So, and I found a website that's pretty good. Like the way it's set up is, and the way it works is, it literally just like, there's a little green button down the corner. It just says next video. You click that, and it just opens up a random. It just goes to the next like random YouTube video. So I was like, that'd be great, because then I can use that to like make it would be pretty interesting, and it would be very. I think it would be pretty interesting, and it would be it'd be just very random as well, because there's no, who knows what will come up. One is like, while it's like having a look and see how it worked, and like what it would show if it was actually random or not. And it was pretty good, because it came up with just like a random. First there was like a random. What was it? Random music video. I was trying to find the words for it. Music video that played, and then there was something else, I can't remember what that was, and then it went to some really bad, like, cheap animation thing that looked horrible. And so I was like, oh, that's cool, the way this works. And it even comes up with, like, it pulls across the what they have in their description of the video. So it's very much just like all the stuff in the YouTube, but on this website that has that will just randomly play a video on YouTube. So I'm gonna set that up. I'm gonna be clever about it, because I was like playing with it, and I was like, okay, cool, it works pretty well. What I also found was that it did this thing where it go back again. It literally was like, I started getting some random shit on my because I was logged into my main account, like not my main account, but my I have a premium YouTube channel. YouTube, yeah, what is a channel, I guess. But my premium YouTube account, because I like to have the ability to block my screen while I listen to videos and stuff while I work. So I pay for it. That's why I pay for it. But yeah, I started getting some very bizarre and very like just shit I'm like, I don't watch. Like, I was getting shit like I was getting all this like weird nofap shit. I was like, what the hell is all this crap? Like, people literally like who think like you can become rich and successful by not masturbating, and I'm like, that's not how the human body works. You don't become super focused and super clear-headed by blue ballsing yourself. So that was a very odd, like, why are we getting this shit? And it had to be, yeah. So I was like, I think that's from when I was just like skipping through random videos. So what I was going to do is just set up a new account, just set up a new like Gmail account or something for the YouTube, for that specific like video type series, and just have it so that it and open it up in a separate browser. That way it won't leak over into my main account stuff, and me start getting all these bizarre ass fucking videos. I ended up had to start a bit later too, because we just had this massive storm roll through up here. I was like, I might not turn my computer on just yet. Let's wait and see if the storm goes away. Oh, that's actually gonna be really hard. How am I gonna do that? I might not do that. What I might do, I've got I'll do it after it dries. Everything dries on it. I have I don't know where it is. It's like a paint texture. So it's just a texture that has paint in it. And I can use that to touch up these edges, because it's nice and hard, and I won't like leak over onto a different like thing. Let's check something too. Oh. First time in Sheffield. Huh. Why didn't I get that notification? It should have come over here. Bugger. how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? It's a very good question. So chat functionality does not pull across that and that. Yeah, it didn't pull that across. Damn it. Sorry about that. Stream manager. Yeah, sorry about that. Poor us, dude. Poor us, Didi. I didn't see your message because for some reason it didn't pull across the information. Why am I so orange? I'll have to figure that out. I've got a few things to fix in it. Yeah, I only just noticed that you messaged. For some reason that's not pulling across the information. We're gonna have to play with that. Oh well, I can't undo it now. Oh, that might be a way to do it. If I can, I need to get a yeah. I just had a thought how I could fix it, but I can't fix it now because I'm doing the actual streaming. I might fix it on the weekend. That way I'm ready for next week. I also only do this on Wednesdays most times. Sometimes I'm like, nah, don't feel like it. I'll do it on Thursday. Yeah, so only Wednesdays. Like, gives me something to look forward to during like a hump day. Worst thing is I'm not going to keep this bloody thing going. The thing. Actually, is that in there? No, because that's only in, what's the name? Actually, let me have a quick look. What would it be? Yeah. Because I can put it, might have to like find a way of putting a chat up there. No, it's not what I want. It's just nothing. Yeah, so that's that. Oh. Huh. I did that. I don't know how I did that, but I did that. Giveaway. Yeah, the chat's just not pulling stuff across. I get the YouTube one, but I don't get anything else. That's so bizarre. I don't know how to fix that. I'm gonna have to figure it out. So if you say something in chat and I miss it, it's because I have to switch between 3 platforms because for some reason my thing's not pulling it across. Oh, this is going to be fiddly.
I wonder if it's obvious that I am not great at painting models.
Should be pretty clear that I'm not very good at this. Bit on the top there. So that would be yellow, and I'll do the black on the top too. Worst thing up here too. We just had this massive storm roll through. The temperature drops. It got really cold because it was hail and shit, and now now it's just fucking muggy as shit, and I'm sweating my ass off. And if I didn't have this fan on, I would be in very big trouble because my computer is also just like heating up my room like there's no tomorrow. I don't want to. I was like, oh, I'll just lift this up and I'll get out of the way, but I don't want to get it out of shot too bad. Oh, it's not. I'm not as unstable as I thought. Not perfect, but it's not bad. What I'll say about this is as bloody very, very odd to say. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just feeling so relaxed, just holding a gun. That's just like what's really speaking to me at the moment. I swear I'm not weird. Please, don't call the police. He's only capable of firing rubber bands. I can do nothing to hurt anyone, just probably severely annoy them. It's one of the things too. I never really understood the kind of like fixation with guns. They're not. I understand how someone can. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I kind of do get the like how someone could have like a fixation with like guns and like stuff, but not so much to the point of being like having like I understand being a fan of a gun because there's just something about like the design and the way that they look where it's like I think it's for me it's more so just having like intricate details on something small is what kind of, and like the mechanisms behind it. So I get like it's the same thing I get from seeing what would you call like a open clock or something, a clock where you can see like the moving parts. So just like that small detail of like something mechanical. So from that point of view, I understand how you can be like, yeah, they're awesome, and they are fun to shoot. I've shot a few guns for fun at a shooting range at the Gold Coast, which isn't like it's not like in America where it's like, oh yeah, just stand here and shoot guns. It's very much the one I went to is very, like it's very strict on like how you can operate and like what you can do, what you can and can't do when it comes to firing a gun. Like there's a lot of legal waivers you have to sign away on, which I was like, man, I'm not really like feeling this is like a good thing with how much stuff I'm signing away just for like 10 minutes worth of fun. But once you go in there and you like, they're like, okay, we've got guns. They have them on like little tables, and you have to pick up the gun. The guy's got to stand next to you, and he's got to watch you the entire time. But they're also like they got like they're like depends on the gun. Like they had I think it had 9mm there, and it had like coming off like the base of the handle, like off the back. There's like they had a hoop welded to the back next to where the clip is, and then like a chain through it, so you can't pull it away from the table. It's like connected to the table like a pen at a bank. And you have to sit down while you fire. You can't. They won't let you stand up and shoot. You have to sit down and shoot. Yeah, and then like it's got a bunch of different ones. It's been a while since last time I've been down there. The pistol and stuff are like pretty fun. They had this like machine gun that was really fun, but it made shooting so easy because they had this like laser sight or something on it. So like, or like I don't know if it's a laser sight or like it just had like a little red dot where the barrel is pointing, and it kind of like pretty much wherever that red dot was pointing, you're pretty much dead on gonna hit on the target where the red dot was pointing. So it just like you just like as long as the red dot was over where you wanted to shoot when you pull the trigger, it hit every time. So you just like smash bullseyes out constantly with it. Yeah, that. But I don't like I do see like some like. What was I watching? We were watching this like. Kind of like a documentary kind of thing on those like Serbian, not Serbian, but like Eastern European, so like dudes in America going over to Eastern Europe to find wives and stuff. And a lot of the dudes were like guys on farms. And it was one of those things, it's like I never really understood like some of the people that would go there. Like you have this like idea that they're like creepy dudes trying to like find a much younger girl to hook up with, and there definitely was some of it, but a lot of the ones they were following were they were just like farmers, and they were talking about the areas where these farms and stuff were, and a lot of them are just like they're just dudes who they literally just can't meet women because there's just like no women that live there, like in their areas. They're like they and like a couple other guys just work on a big farm where there's like just heaps and heaps of empty land, but there's like no towns or anything around, so there's no women to meet. So, and they're just lonely, and it's kind of, you feel bad for those guys. Like it's like it just sucks. Like, and like a lot of them are like, this is their only source of income, so they can't really imagine going anywhere else. Like, cause, and like all the farms and stuff, a lot of them have been in their families for generations, so it's just like they feel like they can't give up on this land, and but at the same time they're just like super just like lonely, and it's quite sad. Those were the European ones, and then there's some weird stuff too, because some of the girls are like part of something else, and they're using this dating site to like try and trick gullible guys. Because there was one of them. Here's a good example. There was one of them who was like with this girl for a little bit, and he thought things were going great, and he was like staying at their place when like some mobster showed up at the girl's house, talking about how like she owed him a lot of money, and that he needed to pay her money. He needed, like, the American guy had to pay for her debt because of like all this other stuff. And the way the guy that was explaining the story, he was saying that, oh, I don't know where I grabbed that, it's all wet still. He was like saying, yeah, like the loan shark showed up with like police officers, and I was like, why would the police officers show up with an illegal like loan shark? Like, the police don't even show up for like if you owe money to the bank. Why the hell would they show up with a bloody dude that's like ripping people off? So I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, mate, that does sound pretty sus. I would just like dip out of there. But I don't know. He never said that this is so hard. He never said whether or not he paid her debt or not. I really hope he didn't, because I would be like, it does sound like you were getting taken advantage of there, mate. It was also like, before I started streaming, my fiance was looking at she was looking at some news that came out of because she's Japanese, so she's reading this like some of the latest news story that's going on in Japan right now. And there was this like girl, she's a nurse, she's like 27, and what she'd done is I think she was just talking to guys on the internet, and she was talking to like these like older dudes in their like 50s to 60s. What she would do is she wasn't exactly like she was like taking advantage of these guys. What she was really doing was kind of manipulating, but kind of tricking these dudes by saying that she had a lot of student debt, so she's like actually a nurse, like so she was telling them that she had a lot of student debt and stuff, and that was just really hard. But apparently at no point was she really like kind of like asking for money. She was just kind of inferring that if if she didn't have so many debts to pay off, she would be open to a relationship, and because the way she was doing it, she was like inferring that like, oh, and that could be you, random 60 to 50-year-old man. And the thing is too, these dudes weren't like saints, so it's not like it's like a story where everybody in the story is a bad person. Most of these dudes had like families, so they were married and they had kids and stuff, so they were just like giving this girl money with the idea that they would guarantee them sex with this younger woman. So anyway, yeah, eventually, because I think she was just like, as soon as they gave her some money, she just ghosted them completely. And she did it to the point where I think she amassed like $3 million US. So like she made fucking bank ripping on these dudes, which was, I was like, that's insane. But yeah, apparently she's gotten arrested for fraud, and I was like, I don't know if this is fraud. Like tricking gullible people isn't exactly like fraud, where it's like she was manipulating these dudes, and it's like as long as like they were fully cognizant of what they were doing, like as long as she wasn't like going after guys that are like suffering dementia or anything, I don't really see like the problem with this, because the way there is like a bit of a mentality in Japan, particularly with older dudes. They tend to try and seek out like younger women to kind of like take advantage of by using like power and prestige. So I feel like there was like an element of that at play, and this lady was kind of like manipulating that negative aspect of like her environment to like her advantage, if that makes sense. So like this is like something that happens in her society, and she's kind of just like using it as a cheat to to make extra cash. See what I want to know. I have to like follow up with my fiance to find out. It's like, oh yeah, what happened with that? Because like I kind of want to know if she gets away with it or not. Because apparently like she's been arrested and stuff, and she's gonna have to go to court and that. But be interesting to see what happens. Because Japan has like a pretty high conviction rate from once you get arrested to when you actually go to jail. That's a pretty like done deal. If you get arrested, it's like they're usually arresting you with enough evidence to actually have a conviction. Sorry, I just realised you took it over there. I need to bring it back this way. Can you see? Yeah, probably not best focusing. So I think after this one, I'm going to try my channel surfing idea. See how it goes. It'll either be a catastrophe, and I'm pretty sure, because I know the way fucking YouTube works, they have a lot of just like shit that breaks their own TOS just sitting there. So I'm gonna have to be pretty. I do have a censor button for my stream. Actually, I'll show you what that looks like. So I just go, that's my censor screen. Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty quick on that, just in case I see something that's like that could get me in trouble. Because it wasn't too long ago, there was like a big thing about how like they just have like open animal abuse on their platform, that they kind of allow to just exist. That's actually not looking bad. I'm liking that colouring. again, I don't know why. I think it's that this camera, because this camera is my old phone, and it has it's an old Pixel, Pixel 1. So I think it just tends to saturate like colors, or the white balance is just really high. Because it weirds me out, because like my hand is very orange on this camera. Oh, and now it's not. Ah, that's why. It's my camera that's playing up. I have to turn the saturation down on that, or something. Actually, I wonder if I can do that right now. Open this up. Figure. Color intensity, that's what I want. That's better. And a bit more. No, too much. That's better. Yeah. That's a little bit better. Now I don't look like like I'm covered in bloody orange tan. Because I was looking very brightly coloured. Can't really do that with the other one, because it's a different program altogether. Like it's not exactly a complicated program. It's just like free, because I don't think Elgato, because I know there's an Elgato like streaming. What do we call it? Not streaming. You can cast video from a phone to a computer with an Elgato program, but I'm pretty sure at the moment it's only available on iPhones, so it makes it kind of useless. Especially, and I think you have to pay for it too, whereas the Android one is free. Oh yeah, look at that! It's nice and thick here, so I can just paint over this very easily. I think this is made out of plywood as well, so it's actually quite easy to paint. Like the paint just seems to stick to it really well. And I was also thinking, yeah, I'm gonna go down to, once I finish this, I'll go to Bunnings and I'm gonna get some like the fluff on my bloody mug. Just make my face itchy. I'm gonna get some clear varnish to put over it, and if I get a gloss one, it should make it look a bit more kind of like metallic, or it'll just make it look wet. Either one. Alright, that's not looking bad. Actually, I can show you before and after, because the other side is like identical, kinda. Yep. Get it in the light. So that's like how it's going so far. That's close to how it started. The light's up there, so I have to be careful, like otherwise just blackness. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna paint over my hands because I'm an idiot. The thing about acrylic, you can just rub your hands together and it comes right off. What time is it? Do I want to do this bit? Or do I want to do this bit? I might do... Well, that's all just going to be black. Yeah, the barrel will be black, so I'm going to do the barrel because it won't take that long. Because this is more like small and fiddly. And I'm going to change the colours up a bit for a little part of it. Because I want them to be a different colour. Because I'm planning on using this as a prop for like a video that I wanted to do some work on. So it's supposed to be like an energy-based gun. So these little like, I don't know what you would call them, things are gonna be like a purple color because it's gonna shoot like a purple laser. Oh, I'm gonna lose these dots. Oh no, you should. Oh, no, I might lose them. Oh well. Oh, they're coming back through as it dries. Worst thing is too, because I'm kind of painting this in the dark. This is gonna not look the same when I go like in like in actual lighting. So it'd be like, oh, this probably needs a second coat. But yeah, these like little wood models from, it might be Robotime. Robotime actually might be the brand of this model thing. It was actually a lot of fun, and it wasn't that expensive. I think this one cost me $30. $30 for like plus postage. I think it only cost me 50 or oh no, not 50, maybe 40. Yeah, 40. I think that's what it cost me. So yeah, I'm gonna get another one to do. They had a car as well. I wanted to get that because it was this like cool little like old timey looking car, and I thought it's like, oh, that'd be cool to do. And these are super satisfying putting together because they come in like sheets, so it looks very flat when you go to put it together, like because there's just like thin sheets of wood, like no thicker. Yeah, like very. I'm trying to like show. See the tip here for the iron sight. That how thick that is how thick the sheets are. So you gotta like plunk them out of the sheets, and yeah, it's kind of satisfying because you go like, you kind of have to use like a Stanley knife to get them out because sometimes they get a bit jammed. And they're quite like, I snapped this one here, you can see, and I've glued it back together. They're quite easy to break on accident, so you have to be very delicate with it. So that's why cutting it out is better than just pushing it out. But like once you get them out, you gotta like sand back the bits that stick out so they're nice and flat and smooth. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like, oh man, I feel like I'm actually doing real woodwork. But I'm not really. Like I'm doing like baby's first woodworking project. I wouldn't mind doing maybe a Lego build as well. There's a lot of Star Wars Lego sets that look really cool, and I really want to get, but they're expensive. Well, they're expensive for what they are. Like it's like the Imperial drone or scouting droid one. I was like, oh, that looks awesome, I want that, but they're like $90. I'm like, I can't really like justify like spending $90 on like a hunk of plastic like that. It's kind of where I was like, man, these wood ones are cool because they're cool. I think that, to be honest, I think this looks a little bit cooler than Lego. I understand Lego's fun, but like the end product, it seems nicer than the Lego. The Lego can also like once you put this together, there's no real chance of it falling apart. Just do half because I don't want to. I need to be able to lay it down still. They do have one as well that's like, they called it like a, I think it was just called like future laser gun or something like that. But it also, it looked exactly like the, I can't remember what they're called. But there was the laser gun things that just make people explode from Psychopaths. And I was like, fuck, I want to get one of those. And I will paint it black and green. Black with green highlights. That's the top of that done. It's not looking bad. I actually don't mind if some of the grain comes through the paint, because it will give it more of like character and more. I guess it would probably look a bit more like brushed metal. This is going to be the hard bit because I'm going to do that. I guess if I do it one way, and then I can like switch it. No, that's it. I can't really go further because I won't go off the newspaper. So now I have to like hold this down. Bloody spring doing me in. I hope this will still slide. I don't think acrylic is that sticky. As it dries, shouldn't be. Sorry, I can't see anything. Yeah, that's good. There's a little bit under here again, and there. There we go. Pretty far back on that. I can't get most of it because it's like kind of. Oh, actually, I should do all that anyway. Because it's like big bit that sticks out. Get in there. Get in there, Fury. Fuck, this is... I don't know what it is. It's something about this. It's just like hitting the buttons where I'm like, oh man. Today wasn't too bad, even though work was like kind of shit. I was like, nah, I'm doing this now. And I feel so relaxed. Just need to check something real quick. Cool. Okay. So everything's still working. I was having trouble yesterday. I was doing test streams to try and figure out. So I switched from just normal OBS to Streamlabs OBS. And some of the settings in that weren't working that great. Part of the reason why I was like kind of like not growing great was the fact that I was like, it defaulted to a pretty low streaming or bitrate, I think it was. So I was like streaming in super low quality, and everything was freaking out. Twitch was like, "What are you doing? You're streaming trash. The fuck out of here." YouTube was shitting itself too. Facebook was like, "Yeah, bro, this is cool. We gotcha." Because I think Facebook's like essentially like built for potatoes, which makes sense because it's like they have a lot of their audience don't exactly have like they want to be able to reach as many audiences, as much of an audience as possible, so they tend to have like a low like a easy access, I guess it would be, so that anyone, even with like, doesn't matter how poor their internet connection is, can still get onto Facebook and use it. Which I know Facebook's probably like one of the worst companies there is. It is still nice that they do that, because there are a lot of countries that utilize their services, like not so much Facebook, but WhatsApp, and that's like their main way of being able to communicate in countries that don't exactly have good what's it called, like a good cellular data and cellular information, like cell towers, like Western countries do. This bit again. I missed a tiny little bit. I can't get this in the shot because I have to hold the thing down while I paint it. So You can't see what I'm doing. I'll show you once I'm finished. I'll do the full bit. Save myself some time later. Oh, actually, can you see it in the... Oh, not really. I'm just going to say, can you see in my face cam? But you can only see the back. Cool. It's just the under and up. Oh. Ooh, thank God that paper's there. Let me just put this fucking paintbrush down. Over here. Yeah, just the underside of the slider. Okay. I should do in there too. Yeah, I might as well do this bit. I'm going to do this bit here brown. Which is pretty much the same colour it is now. Oh, there's some black paint in there. Fuck. Can't do it. Can't undo it, so just go with it. That's that's my version of what's his name? Bob Ross's like, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Is fuck. Oh well, can't undo it. It's just the slightly more Australian way of saying it. Just to swear at it and be like, well, nothing can be done, so we will just proceed. Which, if you're not Australian, is actually there is actually a lot of things that are treated in such a fashion where it is literally like, man, we really messed that one up. Oh well. Let's just continue on. Which I guess is a good mentality to have. Kind of don't really like sweat small stuff. And it is kind of confusing sometimes when it's just like, wait, are you sure? This seems like one of those things where we should like go back and check it. It's just like, nah. And the reason they're saying no is because it's not because that it is perfectly alright and it actually can be ignored. It's, I am too lazy to fix this. And I am 80% certain that it will not matter. So, fuck it. Who gives a shit? And sometimes, like I said, like not even 80%, like 40%. Like it's like 40% chance where it's like, this will be fine, don't worry about it. So it's like most likely not going to be fine, and it will have to be fixed later. But we will ignore it until such a time as I am told by somebody else that I have to fix it. It is very much, Australia is very much a country of kindness built upon a solid foundation of laziness. I love it for it. I feel like I've done a lot. Yeah. Wrap up soon, but as well, you get some sleep tonight. Didn't sleep great last night. Don't know why. Had to fill out a finished filling out a home loan application form, but which kind of like stuffed up. I was doing it, and like all the form fields got locked, so I had to go back and redo the entire form. But like I think I know, there's something about it. Like finished it, and I was like, cool, sent it off. It's all good. But then yeah, I was just laying in bed, just couldn't get to sleep. My brain was just started racing, started thinking about shit that didn't really matter. I think I just started stressing too. I was like, oh, but like, what happens if I can't get a house? Like, all this shit's gonna be fucked up and blah blah blah. And I was kind of had to stop and like take a step back to get out of that mindset, because it's kind of like, well, I don't own a home right now, but I'm like yeah, like I still have shelter, I still have somewhere safe to be. So right now it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if I don't have a home. I'm still relatively well off enough that I'm not in like trouble, so it'll be okay. And that's how I finally was like, okay, I managed to go to sleep. But it was probably like about 1 o'clock. Then I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready for 6:30 in the morning to get ready for work. So that's why I was like, why did it take me so long to go to sleep? Why? Good news was, but usually when that happens too, I usually tend to have like nightmares, just like stress nightmares and shit when I fall asleep when I'm worried about something like that. Didn't actually have one last night. Actually had a pretty good dream. Can't remember. I just remember waking up and be like, oh fuck, I don't want to get up. I was having such a great dream, but I can't remember what that dream was. Gonna do the tip, pink, black. Cool. Some good from that perspective. Alright. That's actually not looking bad if I do say so myself. I was about to touch the wet bit. I'm gonna touch this bit. Oh man, that yellow is looking crap on that end. It shits me off now too, because this paint is not going to last till next time. It's going to dry out. So I'm going to have to remix this fucking yellow again, and it's not going to be the same. Although I'm glad I used the brown. Started using the brown because that's already pre-mixed. I just realised this is missing a bunch. That's looking good. What time is it? Oh. Shit, I did that. I must have looked it up. Sorry. I was just like, oh, where's my phone? Because it's gonna like start screaming at me in a second. I have an alarm telling me to go, like that tells me to go to bed. So I was like, oh shit, where the fuck am I my phone? I think I left it in the men's room. Oh. That's not bad for one night. I'll do this bit next time. Next time I'll do this bit, this bit, this bit, here and here. I'll have to take a break, but because I need to flip it over, and this will be wet. Maybe I should have done that today. Oh well. Can I do it? That'll do for that will do for tonight. I think I'm getting tired. Okay. Thanks for everyone who came by. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time too. I'll see you next time, and have a good day, night, or wherever you're up to.